Okay, hi there, greetings from the north. My name is Jussi Leponiemi and I am speaking from the city of Oulu, from the northern part of Finland. The reason for this taping is that we want to update you what's going on in high technology and in particular in the context of defense and security here in the north. I work in an organization called BusinessOulu and we have sub-branch ICT Oulu. We update all our information on ictoulu.fi and I encourage everyone to visit our webpage and seek for topical news and resources. But today it's all about the high technology in the context of defense and security. And as you can see from my slide, we have a topic of Oulu region and the north making solutions, and that's indeed our approach. We want to make solutions in a current situation where security and on the other hand also quick development of context and demands are making our assets questioned, and we want to make solutions on that. Firstly, we want to make a statement. Oulu is the strongest innovation ecosystem in Finland. I would actually go beyond that and enlarge the geographical boundaries beyond that. It's a pretty amazing place. And at the moment, as we have learned, for example, from Ukraine, we want to accelerate the innovation. The innovation ecosystems are particular under the loop. We have one great ecosystem, an innovation ecosystem in particular, here in Oulu. What we have done here is that we have developed our resources based on our current and validated strengths. So as you can see, there is a big stack of companies, especially in the let's say Nordic countries context. There is a good stack of new talents, new fresh innovators graduating annually. And then there is a big pool of existing seasoned professionals. It's an R&D hub, to say the least, and we have identified our sort of technological development profile. Wireless core technology is absolutely the most important and vital for us. There is a big legacy for that. But then on top of that, there is a lot of AI, machine learning, embedded AI, chip and system-on-chip designs, quantum processing nowadays, in-mold structural electronics and more. And these technologies, our companies and researchers, they are applied in key application areas such as defense, health, industry and automotive. And as you can see, we indeed have also very, very inspiring global level initiatives. So the latest numbers claim that Oulu holds its position as clearly number one location in Finland when it comes to research and development investments per capita. So by far we are number one, and that tells you a story of Oulu-based organizations not making regular stuff, no. But our organizations, researchers and businesses, we make stuff for tomorrow. What is noteworthy is that the investment allocation is directed mainly from private businesses. Well, then as we move forward towards the, let's say, defense use cases, we appreciate the fact that we don't have any artillery or grenade or tank manufacturing or assembly units here, no. We have the digital excellence ecosystem. And from there, our approach is absolutely dual use innovation approach. So what we have done is that our organizations have built up on these identified key technologies and shifted that know-how to be utilized also in the context of defense and security. At the moment, we have identified around 70 active businesses in this branch, and there is more than double the number when it comes to potential organizations, probably even more than that. So it's significant. And if we go further, the basics, I think it's valuable that our organizations can create end-to-end solutions. We have sort of the value chain here locally. When it comes to designing a thing, whatever device you have in mind, from planning, designs, to manufacturing assemblies, we can all do it here locally. And I think that is significant when it comes to security and defense sector. Okay, one more slide about the context. So what we have here is the Innovation Alliance. This is significant from the perspective of innovations. Oulu Innovation Alliance. It's a formal structure, and there is an agreement made with the region stakeholders. You can see the stakeholders on the slide, on the left side of the slide, and the Ministry of Economic Development. There are certain focus areas, as you can see, and what is significant is that our strategic steering group, not that far away, long ago, directed that dual-use technologies will be overlapping area. And what that means is that our whole ecosystem will gain resources and coordinate activities to develop further ambitious initiatives in this context. So it makes sense to follow the activities in this area. All right, but let's go further. So the real deal is that we actually have our ecosystem competencies applied to the defense sector. We have to start from the research. And the University of Oulu has been amazing when it comes to radio technologies especially. 6G flagship, directed by the University of Oulu, is world's biggest and first research program focusing on the next generation's mobile networks. And it is very noteworthy and interesting how the university has adopted the resilience aspect into the research. And here you can see 4 aspects of 6G resilience. So they have added resilient by design principles when building up the next generation's networks. They have also developed AI-optimized radio access networks. Another aspect into resilience is the energy efficiency and sustainability. And then lastly, there is the interplay. There is an interplay of resilience and efficiency and also sustainability. So there are trade-offs. There will be synergies, and you always have limited resources. You have to have this sort of coordinated interplay to manage these aspects, and this is exactly what they are doing. So I think this is very, very sort of interesting and describes the holistic approach that our research activities have. Here you can see the examples from our companies. And these examples, they do illuminate rather nicely the approaches our companies have. Only a scratch on the surface. For example, there is a heart rate monitoring by Polar or smart health tracking by Aura. At the moment, the fighter measurements is big topic in gaining situational awareness. And our leading companies, Polar and Aura, are developing and creating value on that side. When it comes to decoy technologies, advanced decoy technologies, we have Doppelganger. When it comes to drone solutions, there are actually 4 or even 5 companies at the moment developing very capable drones that are at least partly utilized in the Ukraine frontier as well. And there are more, as you can see. When it comes to companies' assets, I have to mention Nokia's new campus here in Oulu. So here you can see the opening ceremony photos, and President Alexander Stubb participated in the ceremony. It was great. the campus is amazing, and there is a reason why I decided to add this slide into the presentation, because as you can guess, these laboratories that is visible in the upper right corner, for example, it is utilized also in Nokia's range, product range that are utilized in the battlefields. But we have also more. We have initiatives, and this illustration describes what's called the entity, what's called hybrid network, and it's very topical and hot sort of product that is desired by many and developed by many at the moment around the globe. And we also are pushing forward to bring out the best possible solution for the end users. What is it all about? Well, basically, it's the system that combines public mobile networks, private 5G and 6G networks in the future, and then tactical managed networks. And what you will gain is that you can have information flows seamlessly going and utilizing different networks and still being very secure. And what's also enabled by this system is that you gain information from maybe dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of IoT devices creating and sending data. And on top of that, you can create AI-based solutions, software, to develop your situational awareness, for example. So this is pretty amazing. And we believe that our leading companies, but also our SMEs, they can create partial solutions to make this work as it should work. Okay, at the core of product development and rapid innovation, the world's best testing environment. This is very important when it comes to innovation in the context of defense. So what we have laboratories, we have know-how, we have test networks that you can utilize when it comes to 5G and in the near future also 6G capabilities. We have NATO Diana Test Center here. Oulu University hosts a lot of different kinds of laboratories, and they are very usable when it comes to product development. There is VTT, there is Oulu University of Applied Sciences. There are number of companies that offer laboratories and testing and development services as a service. Lumi supercomputer is in Kajaani, not that far away, and we also offer sort of access into the Lumi resources. Then we have assets related to metaverse, digital twins, XR, AR, and VR activities. And then there is game industry. So this is actually a very holistic place when it comes to product development. Here you can see a couple of photos, a couple of real photos, and a couple of made-up photos as well, as you can see. But basically, this 6G test center is rather amazing. So when you are developing a product, a solution that maybe has a radio in it, and you need to sort of validate it towards the end user requirements in the NATO context, you should contact the University of Oulu 6G Test Center. That's pretty amazing. We have campuses. This is a photo from Linnanmaa area, and as you can identify, you can also see the new Nokia campus in the center up of the image there. Anyways, that's a huge area with one of the tightest and highest number of engineers working in sort of comprised land areas, geographical areas. So there is a lot of developmental sweat. you can feel it in that area. A lot of companies, research, developers hanging around there. A lot of possibilities as well. We do appreciate that in Oulu we don't have Finland's defense forces testing areas by definition. There are some activities that the Finnish defense forces are developing also in the Oulu area, but it's important to have tight connections to Vuosaanka and Rovajärvi field testing areas. Sodankylä Geographical Observatory, Ruutikangas Shooting and Testing Center, and so forth. So we are very nicely linked with these resources. And you can do the product development, technology development here in the city area, and then go and validate it with the for example, end users, even Finnish defense forces. That's the vision, and we are moving at the moment towards that direction. So innovation cycle and economic growth accelerated. This is the goal we have. And if we go further, a couple of lessons from the Ukraine. Innovation cycle must be accelerated. We all appreciate this fact. And it's a complex matter. There is a lot of obstacles to actually make this happen. I think that we have something special up here in the north happening, and a lot of things can be learned from us. I believe that sincerely. The defense market is growing heavily, and there is a good opportunity developing at the moment. It has been so far in the talks, but we can see that starting from the next year, 2026, the purchases are initiated with larger volumes. So in principle, we should see also real opportunities gathering, not only for the prime companies, but also for SMEs. And this is very exciting time to develop assets to grab the biggest possible amount of that opportunity for Finnish companies and others as well. So our vision, what is our vision? We want to support Finland, and we want to make that Finland ensure that Finland is known as an evolved defense technology country with rapid innovation, testing and deployment capabilities. We will host, in Finland, an active NATO innovation rates function with the topic of future connectivity, and this is very, very sort of fitting for the Oulu region activities and stakeholders. We want to attract talents, we want to obviously land investments, and we want to develop a position where Finland has got a strong technological self-sufficiency. And I think that there is a good path forward towards these visions. So testing activities must be smooth. We are working from our perspective in collaboration with many stakeholders towards that vision. Clear cooperation with defense forces. We are working to make this happen. Utilization of defense forces, own and international exercises, that's absolutely in our interest. And then dedicated accelerator functions and testing opportunities have been established. So we need to also support the startups and the generation of new companies. If we look at the current innovation initiatives that we have, there are a lot of activities happening at the moment. NATO is updating its innovation policy rapidly, and it's very important that we follow what's happening there, especially as the situation on a global scale is developing so quickly. NATO Innovation Fund is becoming and gaining strength and becoming a real opportunity for companies. This is very interesting. Then there is this NATO's Rapid Adoption Action Plan, RAP, and innovation range is part of that, basically. Diana, so Defense Innovation Accelerator for the North Atlantic, it's developing further and it's gaining more traction. And we are looking for the next rounds, next calls, what are the topics, and absolutely we will motivate our companies to participate. There is a European Union aspect, and European Defence Fund is very important already, and it will gain more resources in the forthcoming years. So it will be very central funding source for our companies and research institutions. On a Finland level, there is a growth summit preparation and underway, and we are looking to participate that. There is a strengthening there is a need for strengthening the research and development innovation function of the Ministry of Defense. We can identify that, and ministry's representatives have supported this process, and they have basically assured that this is going forward. So support of the development, testing, validation of technological solutions serving defense needs. This is very, very important for our SMEs, especially who tackle to be in interaction with the end user basically. And this is also very important when we are marketing our solutions in other foreign markets. Business Finland is going forward with its defense and digital resilience program. We have got our own program for Northern Finland, which heavily supports the development of innovations, also in the security and defense context. And then there is more. We are in collaboration with the digital defense ecosystem, PIA, and others. Okay, just one glimpse of the Northern pilot reference model. So we want to develop a model where our companies could be in collaboration with the end user. Whether it's Finnish Defence Forces or other authorities, we do appreciate the fact that collaboration during the product development cycles, that's central. And to get sort of a certificate that this product is developed in collaboration with, for example, Finnish Defence Forces, this is crucial. We do understand that there are limits, and the resources are absolutely limited from the authority point of view. But if we can develop sort of a system that is feasible, that is smooth and seamless, and doesn't disturb the actual core processes of the authorities, I think that this can happen. And this is something that we are pushing forward with the Ministry of Defense as well. So what is happening in BusinessOulu? Well, we try to be active as well. And here you can see a couple of very topical new projects that we have. There is a DevTech North and then DevTech Cluster North. These are the sort of sister projects, and we utilize these projects to develop local cluster, focusing on defense and security branches. We will have new resources, one person will be hired, and we will buy special services that are directed towards our companies to help the product development, to help the market access, and to help the sort of innovation process to speed up. We also have other initiatives that we utilize generating services, for example, Radio Park and certain others also. They are individual projects, and we utilize those projects and buying parts of those projects to buy services, particular services for the companies that are operating in the context of defense and security. We are actively opening channels to international arenas, and we are actively opening channels towards clients. And then, there is a ZIP3 considerations. We have been participating the earlier ZIP projects. This is a project that is governed by Elinkeinoelämän Keskusliitto and bigger cities, and it's directed to the US markets. And now it's time to initiate the ZIP3, so a third project, again focusing on the US defense markets, and it's basically tackling those pretty high obstacles that we can identify in gaining access into those markets. There will be active communications and promotional work and more. I should also mention that there is a NDSN, so Northern Defense and Security Network. This is pretty amazing. It's an industry-driven network, and we are also part of that. And it's bigger than Oulu. It's directed from Oulu, but it's bigger. So there are active industry members driving the business forward. There are services focusing on networking, services focusing on common developmental programs, funding, growth, support. There will be also certain events, training courses, specific events, and then facilities. So this is something that you should pay attention also in the future. Lastly, just to sort of grab everything together and summarize it, what are our goals? We want to be part in building improved military capability as a part of NATO. We think that we can create value when it comes to accelerated innovation cycle. There will be seamless testing and approval processes. We want to improve the conditions for national defense training also. We want to enhance collaboration between companies, universities, and defense forces and other authorities as well. We want to boost exports. We want to boost the number of available jobs, positions, and investments in Finland. And absolutely, we want to promote Finland's image as a high technology country. Okay, there were a lot of slides, but I think that this is all very exciting. We think that we are now very active, and I think that it makes sense for you guys to pay attention to what's happening in the north, what's happening in the Oulu. You can stay tuned by accessing our website ictoulu.fi and looking for new updates. There's also a specific sub-page for defense activities, so we will be updating that as well. All right. Thank you very much, and let's talk soon again. Bye.